Hello everyone! I'm so excited about my jacket. Okay, today we're gonna talk about this jacket, so no secrets. But if you like videos about fabric hauls, what I'm making, what I plan on making, pattern reviews, how I quilt a jacket, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell to be notified when I have another video. And let's get started. So I know that I'm not the only one that struggles with this, but have you ever like struggled with the fact that like it's springtime, but then when you walk outside, you're still like, oh my gosh, I still need like a wool coat. Like, why is this happening? So if you look here, you can see an outfit that probably would be perfect for that situation. I've got my sunflower earrings on. I've got, you know, a light shirt on, but then I've got my reversible jacket with a thinsulate layer on the inside. So it makes me very nice and toasty, but I still look cute, still look like spring, and all is well. So this is the Fibre Mood Molly jacket, and it is reversible, as you can see. I picked two different fabrics for it. The first fabric is just a twill, a cotton twill, that I got from like Sewing Studio, I think. Not a stretch cotton twill, just regular cotton twill. And then the inside is really special fabric that I have been hoarding for a really long time, and it really bugs me to say that I don't know, and I don't think it's available anymore. But I know there's fabric like this pops up every now and then. I got it from Stylemaker Fabrics. It is like hand quilted, like 2 layers, hand quilted together. And the back layer was just a red fabric. So this jacket, there's a couple ways you can do it. The pattern has you put 2 layers of fabric together and then just bias bound the seams, as you can see. So you basically are, oh, let me show you this fabric. Hang on. Pause. It's so gorgeous. So you're basically making 2 jackets, putting them together, wrong sides together, and then using bias binding all the way around the edges. And I just put pockets on one side because I wanted the other side to be like nice and sleek and without anything. I just didn't want the pockets on that side. So you can make it with just 2 layers of fabric. You can make it with a reversible fabric. Like this fabric was already reversible because the other side was just red and it also had the quilting on it, but then your seams are going to be exposed. If you just make it with 1 layer and it's a reversible fabric, your shoulder seams, your side seams, your arm seam is going to be exposed. And so if you're going to do just 1 layer of fabric, that's fine. You will only make 1 jacket, but you will have to bias bind your seams somehow. So if you make 2 jackets and put them together, wrong sides together, you can make it exactly how the pattern tells you. If you want to do what I did, which is make it super warm and toasty, then, and I didn't want to mess with this fabric at all. I didn't want to quilt onto it extra because I wanted it to look exactly how it was made to look. So if I didn't care about quilting on this side, then I could have just put this fabric on top of this fabric, wrong sides together, put the thinsulate inside, quilted it, and then made one jacket and bias bound all of my seams, like all my shoulder seams and everything. I could have done that. But I didn't want to mess with this fabric at all. I didn't want to quilt on it. I wanted it to look exactly like this. So what I ended up having to do, since this was just plain twill, it was not already quilted, and I wanted the thin slate in there, I basically found some super thin, super like lightweight linen cotton that I had, and I put that on the bottom, and then I put the thinsulate, and you could use muslin or whatever because it's all inside of your jacket, but I just did this linen because it was like a scrap section that I had, and I just used what I had. So I put the linen down here, the thinsulate on top, and then the twill wrong sides, you know, wrong side to the thinsulate. And then I basically cut out, okay, let's back up. I cut out all of my pieces in twill, I cut out all of my pieces in thinsulate, and I cut out all of my pieces in the linen. Then I layered each piece. So let's say we're working with the front piece, the front bodice piece. So I layered them together like I said. I put the linen, the thinsulate, and the twill like this. Wrong sides together with the linen and the twill, which it doesn't really matter because you're never going to see the linen, it's on the inside, but you just, you know, put the wrong side down for the twill. And then I ended up drawing lines and figuring out what kind of grid I wanted. So what I did is I initially had like 1.5 inch squares, and I figured out that was like smaller than I wanted, and so I ended up doing 3 inch squares, which was really convenient because I have this ruler that's 3 by 18 inches, and so I just like put it on there and like drew lines on either side, and then I intersected it at 90 degrees and I did it the other way. When I knew that seams were going to connect, these do not like connect at all really, but I don't think anyone notices. But I was trying to connect them at first on this side, and I kind of had some of the lines like continue on because I was like, okay, this line ends here on this piece, and it's kind of like matching plaid or something. And so I was like, if this line ends here, then it's going to connect to the back piece. Maybe that line should start there so that it can kind of match up. But it didn't end up really working out, and I would just say like, don't worry about it, because like nobody notices it. It just all looks quilted. So anyway, I just put it under my machine, quilted it. I started from the center, quilted it out to the edge, and then I turned it around, started from the center of that line again and quilted it out again, because I didn't want to cause, you know, the thinsulate to be like pushed too much to one side. So I started in like the very middle and I did it that way. The other thing that I did and forgot to mention was that I cut the thinsulate a little bit further in. So I used the pattern piece to cut the thinsulate, which I did get from Amazon, and I'll try to find a link for that and put it down below. But I kind of like cut off like the seam allowance all the way around the piece so that whenever I put it together, there wasn't too much bulk in the seam allowance. So I did that, and I cut off any excess that kind of like got pushed out. And so yeah, I mean, once all of your pieces are quilted for this part of the jacket for this side, then you just put the jacket together like normal, and then the other side came together exactly like normal. And then putting the bias binding around here, I have to say, was pretty difficult because it's a little bit messy. It didn't want to, like, when I was sewing it on one side, like it wasn't picking up on the other side exactly right. So my only suggestion to that is don't beat yourself up. It might be a little bit wrinkly. Press at every single step. Try to get the bias tape to do exactly what you want. And baste if you want, and then see if you catch it. And if you do, then stitch it for real and pull out all your basting stitches. So anyways, that was kind of a crazy explanation. I hope it made sense. It actually took a lot more thought than I thought it was going to. But I didn't mind it. I absolutely love the result. This looks so good with so many things, and I didn't even like realize it was gonna look that good. And this side is so sleek and beautiful and neutral. So I love it so much. It's like the best of both worlds, and it was so much fun to make. And it's very warm because my thin slate's in there. I've made another thing with thin slate before, my Anna trench coat by Sew Over at London, and I wear it all the time, and every time I put it on, it is so warm and lovely. It's very fall winter looking, so it wouldn't really work for this kind of situation, but I'm glad I have kind of like a shorter crop jacket that's more casual, and that I could kind of use for a transitional piece. If you have any questions, pop them down below. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I have another video, and the like button so that it can help more people find it. And that is it. I will pop a link down below for this pattern so you guys can access it easily, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.